alignment with your assignment, how to manifest your goals, your dreams, and desire. We all want that peace, joy. We want to live our purpose and quote unquote live our best lives. This is what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to take you inside of a class that I did in the Necessary Nutrition Academy, and I want you to go in there, take note, and let me know what you think. You're going to discover how to prepare yourself to be in alignment with your highest and best self. You're going to discover the hidden obstacles and how to knock those down. You're also going to discover how to prepare your mind, your body, and your spirit for your design assignment and the shifts that you have to make in order for this all to be real for you. I am Robin, a nutritionist and also behavioral wellness expert, and I'm super excited to share this class with you. So keep watching, it'll come up. If you have any questions, reach out, comment in the comments below or whatever you have to do. But this class is a good one. All right, peace and blessings. I'll see you on the other side. Alignment with your assignment, manifest your goals, dreams, and desires. What are your goals, dreams, and desires? Most of us are over 40 in our 50s and our 60s and our 70s. Sometimes we don't know. We used to know, but now we're waiting for a new chapter, or we're opening up a new chapter. So we're trying to figure that out. But if you know what your goals are, write them down, have them in your knowing, and keep them close. Let me tell you what I know about you. You are an important part of the collective. All of us were created for a purpose. Because you are here, it triggers other things to happen. And you have an assignment. Your influence matters. Never underestimate your ability to make a difference in someone else's life. I want to say this because I know that Deborah Jefferson is on here. Some of you know her, some of you don't. And she doesn't know this, or maybe she does because I tell her sometimes, but she's so elegant. She's in her 70s. And I look at her and I think, wow, I want to be so vibrant, and I want to go on dates, and I want to have pretty hair, and I want to do all these things. You are inspiring people just because you are every day. You deserve joy, peace, and fulfillment, no matter what you did yesterday, what you did in the past, who you were when you grew up. You deserve joy, peace, and fulfillment. It is for all of us. Also, what I know is you have the right to change and release yourself from being held hostage to who you were. We've spent 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, however many years being and doing for whoever we were being and doing for, and now we are accustomed to that, or they are accustomed to that, and you have the right to change. You do have the right to change and release yourself from who you were. And you're not too old. All right, so just a little bit about me. When I was a little girl, I received a message early on in my life that I believed. My mother told me that I could create my life and design any way that I wanted to, and it didn't matter how other people were doing it. I didn't have to do it the way that other people were doing their lives, and I believed her. I went about my life just being conscious of I had the ability to do it how I wanted to. When I was in my 20s, I wanted to move into this new development. It was a condominium. I wanted to live there, but I didn't have the money to live there at the time. I would go there. I would go into the model homes. I would pretend I lived there. I would dream about living there. And I would drive there for a year. I would sit outside and look at the mountains. I had no idea what I was creating internally. I really wanted to live there. So I just thought about it all the time. So a year of doing this. And one day the sales agent came out and came to me and she says, "Are you interested in living here?" And I thought, yeah, in my mind, I'm like, I am, but I don't have the finances right now. I didn't say this to her, but I was thinking that. She said to me, "Today, the builder has decided that because there's only a few units left, that if you're interested, we will pay all of your closing costs, all of your down payment, and you can literally move in after the escrow. And I thought, what? Like, you're telling me, because that was my dream. I wanted to live there. You're telling me that I can live there? I'm like, oh my gosh, how serendipitous is this? And that just was so fascinating. Like, wow, did I do that? Like, how did that happen? What I started to do, this was before I started reading about manifestation. I just started to test it out. Could I really just think about something and dream about something and pretend I live there and then it comes true? Like, or anything, pretend I'm driving a certain car or living. Is that a thing? I started to do that and things started to happen. And I thought, is this just me? Is it magic? I started to then study and read about the brain, neuroscience, manifestation, and what our brain is capable of doing. Just as it was happening to me and for me, it can happen to you and for you, but there is a way that we have to go about it. I thought, wow, how fascinating is this? So, what has been my story for more than 20 years is I have been studying human behavior, personal development, manifestation, nutrition. And then I've had my own experience for over 5 decades. And I know there is divine guidance that pours into me because sometimes I say stuff and I didn't say it. Like, it came out of my mouth. I heard it. It came through me. So all of that is how I'm here with you sharing this particular topic. Also, 20 years ago, I created a course called How to Strategically Design Your Life. I was out in the world teaching. God stopped me from doing that, moved me into nutrition. And I remember having this conversation thinking, how did I get from what I was thinking I was designed to do to talking about fruits and vegetables and carbohydrates and all of those things? But for the past 20 years, I've had a front seat to human behavior, how people behave, and I've learned more than I ever thought I would by being in the necessary nutrition space. So let's talk about alignment. What is alignment? Alignment is the state of inner harmony where your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and desires all move in the same direction as your soul's truth. Sometimes we're in alignment and sometimes we're not. And when you are not in alignment, pay attention to that because that is when you are learning the most about you and what's going on. So when you are in alignment, it is the place where who you are, what you want, and how you live match. Manifestation is the process of turning your inner desires, your intentions, and your beliefs into real, tangible experiences through aligned thought, aligned energy, and aligned action. When it comes to alignment, your values and your behaviors are congruent. You do not betray yourself to please others, shrink, or overextend. You do not betray yourself to please others. Most of us are women here, and at some point along our journey, we have done this. No more. We're at this big age where we don't have time to betray ourselves anymore. Your decisions and your desires support each other when you're in alignment. You aren't asking for one thing while living in a way that contradicts it. Asking for one thing. I'm asking for a flat belly, but I'm not doing anything in my life. I'm asking, but my way of living just does not match. Energy. When you're in alignment, your energy matches your intentions. In alignment, you trust and follow your inner guidance that is always there for you. We have that gut feeling. Anytime you go against your gut feeling, you look up and say, I knew I shouldn't have done that. We always have an inner guidance. When you're listening to your inner guidance, you're leaning into your power and you're not giving your power away to circumstances or other people's expectations. When you are in alignment, you feel connected to something greater, your purpose, God, spirit, the divine, and you operate from your highest self. If we could just be in alignment all the time, that would be wonderful. But there is such a thing as recalibration, and it's daily. Recalibration is the intentional act of pausing, reassessing, and adjusting your thoughts, habits, energy, and direction so that you return to your true path. Every day, after I get up and give thanks for being, I have to ask myself, what do I want to be? What brings me joy? What do I need to do? I have to really recalibrate myself every single day because the world is trying to always tell you who you are, what you are, and who you should be. Let's talk about obstacles that may block you. And then I'm going to redefine the steps of getting to what you want. So obstacles that may block you. Now, some of your goals are lofty and some of your goals are temporary and situational. Some of them are, I want to get a new car. That one may be easier to achieve than I want to get out of a relationship or leave a job or recreate myself and start a business, or all of some of these things are easier than others. But let's talk about some of the things that may block you from what you want. You want something that's over here, you're over here. What's in the middle of that? Tell the truth. The truth will set you free. Whatever it is in your life that you are not telling yourself the truth about or someone else, until you do that, it's going to block your ability to be in alignment, have what you want, and reach out to your dreams and your desires until you tell the truth. And how do I know this? Because for 8 years, I did not tell the truth about a thing. And in 8 years, I was in a valley. And until I was able to tell the truth, when I was told the truth, the shackles came off. Now, it's not easy. That's why we don't do it. But telling the truth will set you free. Also, your conscious and your subconscious beliefs. You might have limiting beliefs that no longer fit your assignment. At one point, my assignment was dedicated to raising my daughter actively as a mom. That was a part of my assignment. My assignment has shifted. And now I have to think about, what do I have to believe? Or for you, what do you have to believe now? What no longer fits you now because your assignment has changed? The other obstacles that block you are anger. If you think about anybody that you're mad at, it doesn't even matter if they deserve you to be mad at them. If you feel resentment, shame, or guilt, those things can block you from your blessings, your alignment. They also can make you physically sick. These are the hardest things to overcome because there are truly people in our lives that have done things to us that we don't appreciate. But having the ability to release that is about you, it's not them. It doesn't mean that they've all of a sudden turned into a good person or anything like that. It's just about you being able to move into your blessing. And as far as shame, you did it, it's done. Leave that right there. And then also, one of the things that blocks us, we are wired to do what feels good right now. Like, I want that donut right now because right now it feels good. If we ate the donut and it shocked us and burnt our tongue, we wouldn't do it. But we are wired to do what's easy and move away what feels hard at the moment. We are wired to do what feels good right now. But whatever feels good right now, is it serving you to where you want to be? Just think about that. These are the things that block us. There are thoughts that we hold that restrict what we believe is possible. If it's, I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm that, or I can't, all of those things, it's not true. You think it's true. And that's, your brain is operating on that because you keep feeding that information to your brain. Your brain is a computer. It is being programmed, and you can program it however you want to program it. It's going to respond. And these limiting beliefs are found anywhere where your desire and your behaviors don't match. We all have them, all of us. But those are the things that are stopping us from moving into who we want to be. How to identify the limiting beliefs? These beliefs run quietly in the background. They oftentimes come from our childhood. They shape our decisions, they shape our behaviors, and they shape our expectations without us realizing it. In order to identify one, you must observe your patterns, your emotions, and your inner dialogue. What are you really saying to yourself? And we all say the craziest things to ourselves. I can't, I'm scared, I'm gonna look stupid, I'm this, I'm old, I'm whatever the case may be. That's you telling yourself, and it's not true. It's not true. Let's talk about how to prepare. Once you've identified your desires, your goals, your dreams, you have to write them down. And you might say, I just have them in my head. You got to write them down. If you do not have them right, if you do not have them written down, then are you serious about them? How serious are you about them? You need to get them out of your head and onto paper. You don't have to show it to anybody, just write them down. What is it that you want? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to redecorate your house? Do you want to travel? Do you want to kick somebody out of your life? Whatever it is, you got to write it down, and it has to be there. You have to see it. Then you got to make room for that desire. Make room. What has to, think about this, what has to go in order for you to make room? You desire whatever it is. Do you have the room to even accept that if it came? These are deep ass questions for some of us. But again, if your desire is to get a new car, it's like, what has to go? The car that's in the garage, right? The car that is in the way. I have to let this other car go so I can get this new car. Okay, that's easier, maybe. Unless the other car was tied to some deep feelings. But whenever you're trying to do something magnificent for yourself or get into your dreams, your goals, and your desires, you got to make room for them. What do you have to create? When you're not here, I just want you to think about this. Take some time and be quiet and be with yourself and just think about it and be honest with yourself, because nobody's in there with you. You can be honest. You can tell the truth to yourself because it's you and you. You want to identify your limiting beliefs and challenge them. Sometimes you don't know what they are. And I'll talk about even a little bit later how to get more into that. But identifying your limiting to beliefs and challenge them and ask yourself, is this really true? Is this really true that I'm whatever I say that I am? Is it really true? It's not true. Your circumstances may be true, or you may be living somewhere where you don't want to live or going somewhere you don't want to go. But what is limiting you from creating a new picture? The other one is connect to and lean into source. What is source? And make daily recalibration your practice. All of us have a divine essence inside of us. Every single one of us has that. And as women, we have it at a powerful, even more powerful, because we internally are creators. You have a guide, you have a source, you have everything you need is in there to tell you what to do. And if in the moment you don't know what to do, you keep asking, what do I do? Until you know what to do, do what you know. Until you know. When you're in doubt, because sometimes you're trying to figure out, should I do this? Should I do that? Leave that which you doubt for what you don't doubt. So when you're doubting something, do what you know, but go into source. Hope that makes sense. Lean into source, lean into your inner guide in order to prepare. All right, how to get it logistically. You got to prepare for it. But now it's like, okay, I'm ready. I know what it is. How do I get it? How do I do it? Got to know what it is. If you don't know what it is, you got to stop there. If you do not know what you want, then then you can't do anything else. Know what it is. I want to write a book. I want to decorate my house, whatever. This is what I want to do. Believe in your whole heart that you deserve it and that it is available to you, that you deserve. I deserve this. Like I deserve this. I can have this. This is mine. And you don't even have to know how to get it. You don't have to know any of that. You just have to know what it is, and you have to know that you deserve it. I deserve peace. I deserve joy. I deserve this car. I deserve this house. I deserve all this money. I deserve to sit by myself, whatever it is. You deserve it. And then you got to act as if. This sometimes seems like crazy. And it's not just affirmations. It's not just like, I am beautiful, not getting in the mirror. No, you literally have to, in your whole brain, absorb the thing in your whole brain, see it like it really is real and feel it. You gotta feel it. Feel that joy. Like when I get to such and such, because you will get there. When I live by myself, when I leave this person, when I get this person, when I, whatever it is, this is my feelings. You feel it like, damn it, I have this today. You cannot stop that step. If you miss that step, that's an important step. Your brain doesn't know if it's really tangible or not. It just thinks it is. So it creates it. It's weird. It's magic. It's science. It's your brain. Like it works that way. I have so many examples, but we can't be on here all day. You have to visualize it and feel it. Try it. Not only do I want you to try it, but then you got to tell me, like, how is it working for you? And then you got to move toward it daily. And visualizing it and feeling it is moving toward it daily. Know what it is, believe that you can have it and you deserve it. Visualize it and move toward it daily. It took me 30 years to marry a man that I coulda, shoulda, woulda been with long time ago because I did not believe that I deserved him. That is the truth. 30 years until I believed that I deserved with my whole heart, I did not have it. The truth about getting to what you desire is about timing and not always your timing. Because there's a divine order here. You're thinking about it, you're visualizing, you're feeling it, you're wanting it, you want it now. It might be 8 years, it might be 20 years, it might be 20 days. You just have to go the process. And as long as you believe you deserve it, the timing is not always yours. Because remember, because you exist, certain things have to happen in a certain order that's divine. And it's not always your timing, but it is the timing that is best for you. And you just have to know that. But you cannot let up on what you want. If I knew then what I know now, but now that I know what I know, then I'm able to say it. But when I was in 8 years of a wanting a thing, 8 years, I've wanted things for a long time. And I was just doing and wanting and visualizing. I'm like, well, damn, when is this? And then it came to fruition, but not on my time, but at the right time. The right time. Because who you become as you are working on yourself is where the magic begins. Because when you are, that's where your wisdom comes from. Your wisdom comes from not when you get what you want, but it's when you don't have what you want that you learn the most. The other thing is patience, is timing. Everything that you want wants you, but there's work that has to be done. And you cannot circumvent that. You cannot change it. And the other one is faith. Faith of the unseen. You don't see this stuff. You don't even see the next step, but you know there's a next step. You just don't know what it is. Wow, it's a lot, but it's possible. Consistency. You're doing it, you're visualizing, you want it, you're thinking it again. The time is sometimes it's not your own, but the consistency is your own. You keep doing it, you keep wanting, you don't stop wanting. You do not stop wanting what you want. You do not stop believing what you desire. You don't stop. You lean in. Mm-hmm. Respect the journey and look for the lessons and the blessings in the journey. When you are at the bottom, when you are at the saddest, when you are at the most confused, look for what the universe or God is showing you. Because we get so caught up in the feelings and the thoughts and not looking for who we're becoming. The valley is where the lessons and the blessings are. And the quicker you discover, I learned, the lessons, the easier it is to get out of that. But you got to look for them. God, what do you want me to know? Or universe, what do you want me to know? Gotta ask. Gotta ask these questions. There's answers to these questions. It's just scratching the surface. The necessary step is it's a live guided personal development journey designed to reconnect you with peace, joy, purpose, and deep inner alignment. Whether you're feeling stuck, misaligned, or simply just ready for that next chapter, the necessary step offers a space to reflect, to pause, to heal, and to rise into your divine assignment because we all have one. With the necessary step, it's live. So we're on here together. There's 5 modules, each of it exploring a core aspect of our growth. Some of the obstacles, they're just hard. Like you heard about the obstacles, but it's like, okay, it's an obstacle. Like, how do I really get through the obstacle? So within each module, you'll experience 2 necessary conversations. So each module, each topic has 2 necessary conversations. This is what the modules are. The truth of who you really are. I'm going to give you the place where you can actually read all the description and find that out. But that's where we have to start in order to really get to that peace, that joy, that alignment, that confidence, that bravery. You have to really know who you are beyond who you think you are. Because who we are we are ancestors, we're our epigenetics, we are so many things. What we do today is because of something someone told us or didn't tell us once upon a time. We start with the truth of who you really are. The second module is about connecting to spirit, the spirit, your spirit. The third one is about understanding your power and owning it because you have a power that you are not tapping into. I know it's true because we're only using a limited amount of our potential and our resources. And you see other people doing amazing things. You're like, wow, how are they doing that? Some of it is they understand their power. And so a part of the journey is just unlocking it, understanding it, and knowing what you're capable of, and then owning it. The 4th module is releasing those limits and those roadblocks that all of us have. What I want you to do, go to necessarynutritionacademy.com and just read about it. If you want to participate, you can. If you don't, it's okay. It's whatever works for you. My intention is to just love on you and talk about alignment, peace, and joy. And then I'm going to put in a plug because I have to ask for what I want. Provider. This is our necessary nutrition product line, our plant-based protein powder, magnesium, vitamin D, collagen, and I just want to encourage you to go to necessarynutritionacademy.com under the necessary step tab and read about the necessary step program. You know what it's all about. Any questions or comments?